everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel, Moneyline with Nancy at TV. In case you're not a subscriber yet, please do subscribe. Just press the subscribe button as well as turn on the notification bell so that you can get notifications when we upload our videos. Don't also forget to subscribe and join, follow, like our other social media platforms. Of course, you're seeing it right about now. Don't also forget to share this video across your platforms. Enjoy the video. Patrick Okigbo III is with me, Managing Partner and Chief Executive. Is it? No, Managing Partner at Nextier. Hello, Patrick. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Nancy. Thanks for having me.
Now, let's get started. Poverty. This is not the first time we're talking poverty on this. So perhaps you're now my poverty expert on this show. I mentioned at the beginning or before you came in that poverty has become a pandemic. It's actually a pandemic in the country because you have close to 100 million people.
163?
Yes, 163 million.
133,
33, that's multidimensional. So it's out of your, it's like more than half of your population. So what could be more pandemic than that? Now, if we take a look at poverty in the country, it has really proven inelastic in the sense that it is refusing to adjust to the different conditions aimed at reducing poverty. What actually is the problem? Is it the diagnosis? Is it the design or the delivery?
Or everything.
Or everything, yes.
So I think it's everything. I think the problem of poverty is a complex problem. And sometimes when we approach it and look at it from single dimensions, we miss the point. Yeah. Part of the approach we're taking now is to take a complexity view around poverty, to say that there are multiple conditions, and some of these conditions are reinforcing each other. There are political issues, there are economic issues, there are environmental issues, social issues, and that we need to take a different approach to understanding the diagnosis, understanding the policies and programs, and understanding how we implement and how we measure, because we can have the right policy, make a mistake with implementation, but if we haven't measured right, we might throw away the baby with the bathwater. So the idea is to measure constantly and figure out what to change in that process to ensure that we end poverty in Nigeria.
So if it's as a result of the three, where are we missing the points more? Is it that of measurement? Because the measurement we're having is like the international measurement, $2.15. And it's been gradually increasing. Before it was $1.50. At least I've been on this bit for a long time, so I have historical perspective of where we're coming from. $1.50, $1.90, now $2.15. Should we take that international measurement to measure who is a poor person here in Nigeria? Because a poor person in Zamfara is different from a poor person in Lagos. It's different from a poor person in my village. So does that measurement really now? I think and that's monetary measurement.
Yes. So I think Nigeria has answered that question. By adopting the multidimensional poverty approach. We're saying that monetary measure of poverty does not tell the whole story. Yeah? And the World Bank tracks at 125, at 190, at 215, 250, 350. Yeah? But the point is that we need to really understand what poverty means in every community and measure and ensure that we're actually lifting people above what it means to be subsistence in those communities, right? So the guy in the village, could be monetarily poor, but has access to the farm and can feed. So might not be food poor, but might be monetarily poor. But that doesn't mean that they're not poor in terms of energy access, that they're not poor in terms of educational and health outcomes. So it's take a more comprehensive view of what poverty means. But how do we know when we're making progress if we don't have a way of measuring that we are indeed making progress? So that's one thing that we're pushing very seriously. But beyond all of this, it is even to say to Nigerians that we should run away from this tyranny of small things. And I saw you struggling with it at the introduction of this show, where you said, are we trying to eradicate poverty or end it or reduce it?
Can we really reduce poverty?
Why should we be talking about that? China in 1980 was poorer than Nigeria.
And it's been able to lift more than 700 million.
800 million people. By thinking deep, by first of all having the confidence to believe that they can solve this.
The problem.
Yeah?
And that he did in 10 years.
No, I mean, from 19, really was from 78 to
yes.
about 2020.
But I think the last one that we saw in terms of growth numbers getting was in the last 10.
I mean, because you're now compounding. Once you've set the foundations, you can make a leap. So in the festival we're having tomorrow, you know, one of the big things we're pushing is to say to Nigerians that we can end poverty in a generation. If you ask me, Patrick, how are we going to do it? I might not know. But I believe that if we get the best people in the room, and we're all thoughtful, committed people, we all think about this singular thing, and we convince ourselves that we can solve it, and we think deeply about how to define the problem, what the design should be, how to implement, mistakes we've made with implementation in the past, how do we fix them, and we get this quite elusive political will, to drive through. But you get the political will when the politician and the people around them believe that this is actually something you can win this war. But when you feel that you can't win it, then you think you can do a little bit of something, tell a big story, and then move on.
So where is the missing link? Because different politicians, different administrations have come with different strategies. This current administration is talking about cash transfer.
Cash transfers.
The Minister of Finance did give us an update last week. 330 billion naira has been spent so far. So what role is conditional cash transfer in Nigeria's poverty exit plan? You see different administrations with Operation Feed the Nation, Operation, a lot of stuff. So what role is this?
There's a brilliant, graph we've got in the office, that shows every year all the different programs that different governments have done, and you track the poverty numbers, and they keep going up. In fact, the gentleman you had before this, Nairametrics, last week they published another figure that showed that Nigeria's growth has been going up, but poverty has also been going up. So it shows that as we focus too much on growth, we did not focus a lot on development. And development is different from growth. You can grow the economy, but the people remain poor. And that is why, although the humanitarian ministry might be struggling a bit with the cash transfers, and we give them credit for what they're trying to do. The National Social Register, I think it's been cleaned up, to an extent. And that they're trying to use cash transfers to alleviate those who are really stuck in poverty. So it has its role. But really, what we should be talking about is how do we develop? How do we grow the economy? How do we grow jobs? How do we support sectors that are winning to win more? How do we do inclusive business, where businesses are supported, to recruit people, to employ people, and pay them, poverty-defined wages. And that's the only way you get people out of poverty.
Okay, we have just about 3 minutes more. What lessons can Nigeria learn from the Asian tigers? We talked about China earlier on. There are other countries who have linked poverty reduction to industrial policy and job creation. Then the other question here in Nigeria is that poverty is largely rural, but it's also taking a different picture. I don't know if you've noticed it, because there's also urban poverty. How do we design sector-specific strategies in like agriculture, in education, in health, to deliver quick wins? I'm choosing my words, and I know why I'm asking these questions, because these sectors would also raise human capital.
Yes. And you say we have 3 minutes for this?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so first of all, what do we learn from the Asians? We learn confidence. We learn the confidence to know that we can solve this problem, and that we can't copy it from anyone, and that no one is going to come and help us. We have to dig deep to find the answer. That's what we learned from them. China went against capitalism, went against all of these things, did it their own way. There's a brilliant book by some gentleman, The Rise and Fall of the East, and talks about how China rose, from education, autocracy, and so on and so forth. The second point is that we must support sectors that are creating jobs. The only way you solve poverty is that people earn wages, and it's those wages that they're using pulling themselves out of poverty. And I mean, 3 minutes is not enough time to do this, but really to say we need to dig deep, find data that tells us the sectors to invest in. So, for instance, the Statistician General will be at the festival tomorrow. One of the things we're going to challenge him is that we can't be doing data gathering annually. Yeah? We need to leverage AI to be getting data on the go and use the data to fix the policies that we're making, the programs we're running, and our implementation.
Okay. So you're optimistic that we can end poverty in our lifetime?
Of course.
Okay. I'm also that optimistic because I don't want to be gray-headed in the next few years and I'm still talking the same thing I've been talking about.
That doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
Yes.
Yeah? But it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Okay, on that optimistic note, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Patrick. All right, I've been speaking with Patrick Okigbo III, managing partner at Nextier, and we've been looking at ending poverty in Nigeria. He's optimistic, not reducing. I wasn't too confident in his words at the beginning of the show. Now, the ending of the show, he's pumped in some kind of optimism. So thank you for making it up to this minute, watching the video. Thank you all. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Moneyline with Nancy TV. Like, follow all our other social media platforms where we keep you up to speed with fantastic interviews, as well as markets, personal finance, business, and economy information. This is the best place to be. I'll see you all again in the next video.